I'm recording this, by the way. I might actually post this. Oh my gosh.
Sonic vs. Mario is one of the deepest beefs in fiction.
Yes.
Oh wait, didn't I do this before? Well, this time it's a little bit special, as we're gonna be covering video game Sonic and video game Mario. This is a matchup that's been done tons of times.
Unless Mario's using his items. Exactly, look at this crap. Bro.
All throughout the internet, but I think I want to give my unique spin on the topic, as I think that the scaling for both of these characters has
Someone made an
like,
animation of Sonic beating up Mario, and the comments are so funny.
The metas for both of these characters are probably the best they've ever been. Like back in the day, people were arguing if Sonic was faster than the speed of light. So I wanted to give my spin on the topic that initially started my channel, as we celebrate 100,000 subscribers, as well
congratulations,
as the end of the year. So yeah,
100,000 is crazy.
Enough said, to be honest. But first, I just want to give a couple of shout outs, as we're gonna have an animated fight that comes after the analysis of both characters, very akin to Death.
Wait, really?
So anything,
oh
I
shoot!
just want to give my flowers a Titan Mythical series.
We're gonna have an animation after this?
To animate this project with me. He's animated previous fights here
Sonic
on the channel.
is faster than light, is he really?
Is really great. He's got a bunch of OC series going on. And he's got tons of kaiju battle animations on his channel. I think that you guys will like his content.
Well, would they fight? I don't know.
I just want to thank each and every one of you guys
for the
support that you've shown me these past 2 years. We've got over 100,000 subscribers, and genuinely, I never thought that I would make it this far. So really, thank you guys. And if you're new here, then hey, be sure to subscribe. We have tons of goals left to hit. And speaking of goals, yesterday's video,
bro, who is that?
Hit 500 likes within.
Who is the blue-haired red girl?
So
red
for
eyes.
today's like goal, I'm gonna ask you guys for 750 likes within a day. Genuinely, I think that we can do it. But with that being said,
right from
Sonic. Let's see who wins. Mario is one of the most underrated characters in fiction in terms of power. And seeing as how I'm putting up against Sonic the Hedgehog, I think I'm going to start this part of the video.
Bro, that looks so funny.
Getting his mess out there. As even as early as during the events of Mario 64, he scales the characters who are amped by power stars.
You had her as a profile picture, really?
Source of energy, being powerful enough to create many pocket dimensions as seen in the game. You might think that these constructs or environments aren't actually that big, but seeing as how several of them have a sun or even vast starry night skies, this in itself would easily warrant multi-sources and levels of power. But seeing as how one of these levels even is stated to contain a bottomless abyss, and you could argue that these power stars are arguably solar systems, even universal sources of power, and Mario can defeat many bosses that are powered by these same stars all throughout the series.
Happy New Year, Ruka!
Granting the most iconic plumber in gaming history, universal scaling as early as during the 1990s.
I saw Mega Man.
As you can imagine, these metas would only become more consistent over time, as in subsequent entries, we'd have Mario directly defeating Bowser, with this character being a threat to the worlds of the Mushroom Kingdom. It is stated even
SM64 is so popular thanks to SMG4. Oh, I bet, yeah.
Mario Galaxy, he defeats Bowser, you know, tale as old as time. But later on, Bowser goes on to survive the collapse of his Galaxy reactor, with this phenomenon or event causing the universe as we know it to collapse or reset, and Bowser endures this explosion point blank.
What is this?
Survive the blast pretty much unscathed. This is pretty blatantly universal, but even if you don't like the many implications that we have to argue it to be as such, it stated in the game that Bowser is going to use it to create an entire galaxy. For some far higher ends, now we're going to have to jump to Paper Mario.
Mario Galaxy?
As well as some of the other RPG-based
Paper Mario!
games. And yes, this is the same Mario.
Welcome to power scaling videos.
Mario,
yay!
The Super Mario Encyclopedia that states this to be the case pretty explicitly. So yeah, Paper Mario scales a Mario because he's Mario. But anyways, in the first Paper Mario entry, Mario is able to defeat Bowser when amped by the Star Rod. This is important because Bowser with the Star Rod was able to defeat the Star Spirits, who are the guardians of the Dream Depot, which is a realm in the Mario universe which creates universes out of dreams, with the game.
This is all news to me, by the way. I never knew any of this.
The Dream Depot has spawned infinite sets of universes, and Bowser with the Star Rod can threaten characters who are assigned to protect this realm. So Paper Mario arguably scales.
In simple terms, Sonic works on anime logic while Mario works on cartoon logic. I can definitely see that, yeah. I can definitely see that.
Characters who can significantly affect multiversal plus structures. But for higher ends, we're going to have to re-examine the true scope of the Mario universe. And for that, I'm going to play a short minute section from my Goku vs Smash Bros. Video. It's a really good video, and I think you guys should check it out after you watch this, of course. But overall, I think this portion of the video in question does a pretty good job of what I'm going to try to convey. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Wait, what?
But for starters, Mario's cosmology is likely a fifth-dimensional construct, as the Mystery Circle Galaxy in Mario Galaxy is referenced to be a super space, which is a concept of space-time that is defined by having
Paper Mario in the first 3 games, Paper Mario in the first 3 games are Prime Mario. Paper Mario from Seeker Star is from a storybook. There's different Marios,
i.e. being fifth dimensional. This might actually be consistent, as in the level itself we can see things phase in and out of like reality, just like how a fourth dimensional object would react in our dimension and stuff like that. For more details, I recommend you guys read this blog in the comment section. So yeah, Mario's universe being 5D is a really big game changer, as in the same game he was able to fight on par with Bowser, who tanked the galaxy reactor, blowing up on him like point blank. This weapon being so potent that it was going to destroy the entire universe. Going back to Mario Galaxy now, in the sequel,
okay, that was
he was
weird.
able to defeat a stronger Bowser. Thank you, Past Me, for explaining, but essentially, if you didn't catch that, the Mario universe is essentially a fifth-dimensional construct. So with this context in mind, Mario has tons of instances in which he scales the characters that scale to his base universe, such as during the events of Mario RPG, where he scales the Cullix, a character who's stated to have the power to rule over all of the cosmology. He's referenced to be a master of time and space, and he literally eats time. And in the Mario and Luigi series, they find themselves scaling the characters who literally absorb the waves of the universe itself to amp their attacks and such, meaning that Mario would essentially be low complex multiversal and scale the threats that find themselves to be fifth dimensional in nature. Moving on to Mario's speed, and obviously he at worst he would be a massively faster than light character, as he scales the Bowser, an individual
he's not even that fast.
Mario's starship, which was able to traverse the universe. But at best, due to his dimensional scaling, he would more than likely possess immeasurable speed, as he scales the characters who transcend time, arguably being able to see the past and present at the same time. So I hope that I established how powerful Mario is, but don't count Sonic out quite yet, as we still have to dive into his stats.
Come on, yeah, we're not gonna count him out. What the freak?
Despite being an anthropomorphic cartoon hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog is pretty well regarded in...
Okay, don't start with that, bro. That's what makes them unique, okay? You do not discriminate, bro. It makes them unique and it makes them cool. That's why we all love them, right? That's why we all love Sonic. Despite being anthropomorphic, hey, no, stop, no, stop. No, don't, no.
Expected in terms of his power level, and seeing as how we gave Mario his multiversal ends, let's just return the favor and talk about Sonic the Hedgehog and where he scales. At a low end, Sonic consistently, as early as during the 90s continuity, is able to fight characters, and more specifically robots, that are powered by several or even a singular Chaos Emerald. This is important because a single Chaos Emerald during the events of Sonic Unleashed was able to shift multiple continents on the Sonic Earth. Assuming that the planet is just Earth size.
By the way, this is finally something that I can actually understand, because I didn't know what the freak he was talking about with Mario. And then there's every other death battle we watched, and I couldn't even understand anything.
And this would be a large planetary feat. But the Chaos Emerald scaling chain gets a lot more impressive, as these things contain entire universes inside of them, and they're conduits of infinite power. And classic Sonic, even in spin-off games such as Sonic the Fighters, can just beat up characters that are amped by such forces. For some consistency in this range of power, Sonic during the period of Sonic Generations is able to defeat Perfect Chaos, a character that required a Super Sonic from the Dreamcast era in order to defeat, a character who's powered by 7 of these Chaos Emeralds, and base Sonic just got so much more powerful that he outperformed a previous version of himself that was amped by infinite power 7 times over. For Sonic's best scaling, we're gonna have to talk about Infinite, a character who's referred to by Eggman as his greatest creation, as well as the most powerful
Pokemon. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you.
Guidebook statements. Eggman literally says that he's so powerful that he would make up for all of his previous defeats 1,000-fold. mode. Keep in mind, Eggman's a character who was able to harness the power of the Time Eater to literally eat time.
Don't start with the forces stuff though, cause like, look, the reason why Sonic was able to look, I know we're in Sonic's side automatically. If anything goes against Sonic, I am automatically Team Sonic, right? But let's be real here. The reason Sonic was able to defeat Infinite is because of plot armor. We know this. We know this. It was plot armor. We know that. It was all plot armor. We know.
As well, like the Time Eater was eating multiple timelines all at once, so that's arguably a low multiversal character right there. And Eggman has shown the capacity to transcend fourth dimensional spaces just with his technology, as when he utilized multiple sets of Chaos Emeralds, the power of his mech was stated verbatim to transcend dimensions, with this game very prominently featuring a fourth dimensional space known as Mirror World, with this space also being infinite in size. So base Sonic arguably upscales characters who upscale other sets of characters that can significantly affect multiple timelines and universes and even fifth dimensional spaces. It's also stated in this game that Sonic gets stronger every second, and he's stronger than he's ever been.
Oh, no,
how powerful this would be.
Okay, no, he did not mean that literally. Oh my goodness. He said he gets stronger every second. I don't think he literally meant that. I'm pretty sure that was just a phrase. Oh my. And I'm telling you, it's freaking plot armor. You get stronger every second. I'm like, dude, Infinite, you have the power of a god. What are you doing? I'll deal with you later. I'll deal with you later. I'm like, dude, what do you mean you'll deal with them later? Like, dude, should we consider plot armor when comparing characters? Yes. Why do you think Mario always survives? Like, apparently he survived a black hole or something? Like, dude, you know?
Makes Sonic more than likely, we're gonna have to switch our attention to one of the most powerful Sonic antagonists in the entire franchise. Solaris is a very powerful Sonic character, as he's the final boss.
It's pronounced Solaris, by the way.
And he's a character who's so powerful that he threatened the entire multiverse or cosmology of Sonic the Hedgehog. Keep in mind, we have infinite 4D spaces that make up this cosmology. And Dr. Robotnik even refers to the creature as superdimensional. This is very important because by Robotnik standards, superdimensional is really impressive.
Electrician, stop being delusional, bro. You're over here saying, it's not plot armor, sometimes it's that strong. No! Sonic, bro, how the freak does Infinite with like extreme amounts of power is stupid enough to not... Okay, he had what? Illusions, right? And he only did it in that specific area because of game mechanics. But in reality, he can actually warp everything. But they don't do that because of game mechanics and plot armor. So, you know, bro, like, come on.
As once again, this is a guy who can make technology that can transcend infinite fourth dimensional spaces. And Solaris is literally called superdimensional in comparison to anything Robotnik should be capable of creating at the time. And Supersonic scales to Solaris, and he scales to arguably even more powerful threats. We already talked about how he scales to Infinite and Base, but if you don't like Infinite being above
oh my
Solaris
gosh,
like some people do, we know for a fact that the end should be stronger
he
than
scaled
Solaris,
to Infinite because of freaking plot armor!
He was able to look in Sonic's mind and gather
he kept saying, I'll deal with you later!
And say that all of his
like,
past ops were infinitely weaker than him.
That's common
and he's
sense!
a character who Super Sonic eventually was able to defeat. Moving on to Sonic's, well, speed, and this is pretty self-explanatory, but Sonic is faster than the speed of light at a low end. He states this to be the case multiple times throughout the series. During the mid-2000s alone, he was able to defeat and he's able to tag characters that are omnipresent. Just by running in generations and just beating the levels, he was able to set the timeline correct. And in that same game, he's able to fight with the Time Eater, who's literally flying through.
Okay, I know this was a celebration for Sonic's games and stuff, but bro, this would have been really cool if this was silver, you know? Because it's a time thing, and it's so funny how Sonic Speed Simulator did it, you know, they handled it. And they're like, you know what, fine, we'll take over, you know? It's really funny. Hello, Need-Free Doom Gamer, welcome. Literally, Sonic Forces won't exist if Infinite had just killed Sonic, exactly. It wouldn't exist, yeah. But it would exist, but we just see Sonic die and never show up again.
time throughout their boss fight. So Sonic the Hedgehog is consistently a character that possesses speed that is beyond measure, as time is simply not a factor that the Blue Blur has to confine himself to. So with the scaling of both characters set in stone, let's actually start this fight. So between both of them, let's see who would actually come out on top in this simulated fight.
I'll be real, okay. Before we get into it, I literally think he's on Mario's side because of the way that he was explaining stuff. And the fact that he started the whole Sonic part saying he's despite being anthropomorphic, I'm like, okay, yeah, so then you're on the Mario side. Alright, cool. We know. What is the sound effect? Is that Open Your Heart music playing? Am I gonna get copyright? I'm gonna get copyright. Bro, I'm about to get...
Now I'll show you.
Mute? Yeah, I don't want to mute though. It's fine. Bro, what is happening? Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. I'm doing good. They're gonna do Sonic dirty, yeah. This is giving me like 2000 vibes. Oh, I didn't even know there was text. Every time you pop up, it's a story. Mario saved the day. Mario's the hero. Newsflash: Red Hat isn't some fairy tale kingdom anymore. You're not stomping Goombas. Oh yeah. You swing, you jump, you throw fireballs, and I still run circles around you. You can't touch me. You can't see me.
Now I'll show you.
Is he dead?
Before anything, I want to give my flowers
he died?
to series. His expertise is kaiju, so animating these
so long, Game Bowser.
Anthropomorphic characters was really
Let's go.
down for him. So everyone give your flowers to him. Tell Mythical series. His channel should be down below, and I just want to give you a shout out. Thank you, man. But
that was quick, I know, right?
Let's actually explore the matchup, and well, as you saw, I think Sonic would win, and it's pretty much as simple as this. Sonic's scaling is just a lot more consistent than Mario's scaling. Both of these characters have universal, multiversal, and higher dimensional scaling. But
Sonic just exploded Mario,
Sonic's
literally.
methods are just a lot more concrete. He scales to all of this cosmic level stuff very easily, I'd say. And not only does he scale to this stuff, he upscales it. As you notice in the fight, none of them had to go outside of their base forms, as I don't think that Sonic would need Super Sonic to beat Mario. And I don't think Mario...
I'm kind of glad they didn't show that. It'd be really annoying, because then Mario's just gonna use an invincibility. But then again, Super Sonic, it does have invincibility, so... Mario uses no items, no super forms, yep. Oh my gosh.
Mario would even get the chance to get any of his higher forms, as base Sonic is more than enough. As Mario's best stuff, that's like really consistent.
The fight would end in 1 second if Sonic was serious, yeah, literally.
And even then you kind of gotta squint at it. Whereas with Sonic, we have verbatim 4th dimensional spaces that are infinite.
Yeah.
We have characters that upscale that by another dimension. And then we have super dimensional creatures on top of that. And then we have even bigger, powerful ops that are just like, those guys are far compared to me. And Sonic just beats those guys up on a random Tuesday. So yeah, between Sonic and Mario, I've got the fastest thing alive. But with that being said, for the last time this year, I'll see you guys next time with a new video. But until then,
with that being said, let's check his channel. Is it Sonic? All Sonic? No. Is it Sonic? Nope. It's a bunch of random stuff. Oh, there's Sonic there. Yeah, no, it's just a bunch of random. Okay, cool. So, okay, I was gonna say, I was like, if he's doing just Sonic content, then I'm like, no wonder he won, you know?